you have with someone that can actually understand where they're coming from, it makes it better.
Yes.
Because some of the kids, that's the first thing that comes into their mind is that, well, you don't know what I've been through.
Right.
Well, you don't understand.
Yeah,
and you do. And then they get surprised that you do understand. And that, you know what? Even your situation may have been worse than theirs.
Right.
Because you were in South Dallas.
Yes. Good old South Dallas. Yeah.
That just means you have character. That's what that means.
Right.
Yes. And I love South Dallas. Don't get mad, South Dallas. But come on. Some of the stuff, yikes.
Be proud of
going
your
on.
Yeah, but some of the stuff is South Dallas. Come on. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, South Dallas. It's a little rough around the edges, but that's okay. Yeah. That's why I always say I'm from Oak Cliff. I never try to hide it ever.
You're in South Oak Cliff. And go, ooh. So you can say Oak Cliff and ooh, but South Oak Cliff, ooh.
You gotta add the extra.
Yeah, it's like when I tell people, Oak Cliff and all that. What school did you go to? Kimball. Ooh, your parents didn't like you?
Oh, and I'm like even more south than that. So I would have had to go to Maceo, I believe.
Maceo, yeah.
Maceo Smith High School, yeah.
Hey, people respect you more because you went to Kimball.
They do.
Yeah.
They're like, ooh, just don't, make sure that you're not taking things and...
that's always the right.
Yeah. Watch that guy.
Yeah. Oh, he went to Kimball. Just watch him. Watch him. Make sure everything's okay.
No, you get mad respect when you go to those schools.
I do. Yes, I do.
Because they know. They know you know.
Because I come in like, what's up, local? What's up?
And then to see that you are so successful at the same time, like, wow.
Successful.
You can reach success. Yeah. It doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter where you grew up or,
You're right.
Mm-hmm. What matters is what you want to achieve for yourself,
Right.
And I think both of you are like the perfect example of that.
So are you, Miss Maria?
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, Maria. So are you, Miss Cindy. We're all successful.
Yeah, we all are in this.
Yes. We're all successful.
My husband just had that conversation with my daughter last night, Never be embarrassed about where you came from, what you have,
right?
Whether you have nothing or you have a lot, just be proud of who you are and live with character.
Right, it makes you who you are.
Because it's all you have.
Exactly.
Right.
And Miss Maria graduated from TJ.
I graduated from Thomas Jefferson.
She did.
I did.
So I love that she can connect with the campus and connect with the kids in their community.
Miss Maria was one of those, we called them telenettes. What were they called? You were on the drill team and you were a dancer.
No, I wasn't.
I thought you were. I thought that's where Salvador saw you.
No.
You didn't dance, Miss Maria?
You're listening to the real podcast of Dallas.
No, I never did. I wanted to.
We're getting it all wrong.
I always had
Salvador just spit out his teeth. What?
No, I didn't. I was never able to be part of extracurricular activities because I had to work. I had to pay for my own things when I was in high school, and so extracurricular was not something that I got involved with. And we were having this conversation on Monday with the girls. Like, what kind of sport do you think Miss Maria was playing when she was in high school? Miss Maria was not playing any sports.
And they had a lot of guesses, but at the end, Miss Maria was like, none of those are
correct.
I didn't do any of that.
Yes, I was. And I don't think I was ever real sport material. I've never been good at running. I've never been good at soccer. People make fun of me. My son makes fun of me, which is pretty cool because I'm like, it's okay, you're good, so that's all that matters. That you are, you want to be a professional soccer player. And even though I'm not, you can still accomplish that if that's what you want.
I meant to say it was Leo on the dance team.
That was
that mistake.
I'm sorry, I
was doing this and this and this. Yes.
It was a Liberty Bell. That's what they were called. Liberty Bells.
Yeah, that's what they say, bells.
Liberty Bells.
Liberty Bells. Yeah. I don't know. I don't think they're doing anything this year. I know they have a couple extracurriculars going on campus. But
what's it been like with COVID?
It's been rough.
Yeah.
Getting student engagement. Because the virtual learning gives so much room for just not being there, and Miss Maria was saying she had to work, so a lot of the kiddos, since they don't have to be there physically, they take that time to work. A lot of our seniors do, especially.
Yeah.
So it's especially if they have to provide either for themselves or for their families.
Yeah.
So it's been hard to like just really get them on campus and get them engaged. And
Wow.
but it's gone a little bit better.
Yeah.
But when I started in January, the halls were just deserted.
Yeah.
But it's gone better now.
Yeah, I know when we went up there to drop some stuff off, it was very quiet. And I told Maria, I was like, wow, it's like a war zone. Like the after effects of a war zone. Yeah, it's pretty sad.
Yeah, and that would explain also, after the tornado hit TJ.
Oh, gosh,
yeah. Like, crazy.
Okay, so for people that don't know.
Yes.
The people that don't know. Okay, if you Google Thomas Jefferson High School, E.H. Carey Middle School in Dallas, Texas, they're not there anymore.
Literally.
They're gone.
Physically not there.
A tornado hit and just completely destroyed them, which I find interesting because Carey and Thomas Jefferson are old schools, and they were actually nuclear fallouts.
Oh, wow.
So if there's a nuclear war, you're able to go in there, and that's supposed to be sturdy.
That's crazy.
And it was gone.
That's ironic.
Yeah, the tornado took it out, and I was like, when this is something to tell our bosses here. When we're in the schools, I usually just take off. I was like, and no, you're safer in the schools.
You said nope.
No, I'm leaving. Yeah. I leave because I don't. Especially when I saw that. I mean, the school was completely gone. But with that, there was a lot of kids that were displaced.
Yeah.
So then they go into another part of town, and like any other city, inner cities, people are territorial.
Right.
So what did you find when the kids were going into West Dallas?
Yeah, I didn't get a whole lot of it because they moved in, I want to say the tornado hit like in 2019, late 2019.
Right.
So they moved in probably like around October, but my coworkers were telling me like that beginning of it, there were a lot of fights.
Yeah.
Every single day.
Yeah.
And they were like, we were in our office and we didn't want to leave because if we left, like we just didn't know. But now since, with COVID and everyone being at home or, doing their own thing. So I haven't seen a whole lot of that, but I know at one point in time it was crazy.
Because it's pretty dangerous when you start bringing in kids from one side to another. Sometimes the higher ups don't realize that. They just think, well, they're going to get along. They're great. You don't understand the history. And West Dallas is so territorial.
Yeah.
Y'all know this, West Dallas. Yeah.
Yes.
They know.
They are.
If you're Hispanic there and African, there's a long history of, we're cordial, but don't come into my space type of thing.
Yeah.
And when I saw that they were moving kids down there, I was like, ooh, that's not going to be good.
Yeah.
And, but then you have kids who were completely displaced from their schools. I know that I was working with some from Carey at another school, and even the teachers were kind of depressed.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it's a sad topic because they keep pushing back the date of the new campus.
Right.
And so it's like, when are we gonna get a permanent home, really?
Right.
And that building is older, so it's
very old.
But if you live in the Webb Chapel area and you've been there through all of this, like the gas explosions and the tornado.
Right. That also
they've been through a lot.
Yeah.
Well, know this about yourself, that you are resilient, and you're going to find out that you're strong. You are strong.
I'm not laughing at it. I'm like, wow, what else could they? Yes, gas explosions.
You've been tried,
yes,
and you've survived.
People listening in another country, yes, this is in Dallas. So you have gas explosions, and then you had a tornado, and then, of course, COVID, which everybody experienced.
Right.
And there's other things. The storms,
yeah.
Yeah,
so
wow.
It's like one thing after another. And
yes. And CIS was there helping these kids out.
Yeah.
Supporting them.
Yeah.
Good job, CIS.
Right.
Good job.
Communities in school.
Yeah, so the Dallas region.
And they hire good people.
They do hire good people. They're hiring?
They hired me, right?
Are they hiring?
Are they hiring? I think we do have some vacancies.
I'll give you my resume.
Whatever. Let me give you
a
slip it in the...
Y'all need a podcast?
You're going to feel my foot in your butt, too.
I'm asking for a friend.
The friend, yes.
You do a podcast?
I will.
Do you guys have a podcast? You don't have one.
I don't believe we do.
Look at us. We're innovative.
Yes, I love it.
Yes.
I love this
and
idea.
You like the flow? What do you think?
I do. It's very casual, very inviting.
Good.
Yeah, I love it.
I'm glad. So there anything else you want to tell us about CIS? Because I know that they're going to be listening like, oh, whoa, come on, talk about us.
You'll edit that out, right? I think that's all I can think of. Right now.
They're really there to help you.
Because we've worked with them, Cindy, right?
Yeah, they're there to help the students.
Yes, absolutely.
And they've got the hookup. They know how to connect with other organizations, and they can help your parents too. So they want the best for you, and they're going to listen to you. They're not going to tell you what to do. They're going to listen.
Yeah,
and they're really going to engage and help. And there's nothing. I mean, asking for help. I always tell my daughter it's really hard to ask for help, even as an adult.
Right.
It's hard to ask for help. An adult. Yes. Even if I need to ask a coworker or something, but you've got to learn to ask for help because you're your best advocate. And if you've got a direction or you want to do something, ask for help. Yeah. And never be embarrassed to ask for help. Never be afraid.
Yeah. And I've had that with a couple of kiddos that will come in and I'll offer XYZ, and then like food is one of the biggest things, like because they'll come in and they won't have food at home, or they're living with X amount of people and they just don't have enough, and so we have a food pantry that my coworker Cecilia takes care of, and she helps fund
and there's no shame in asking.
And we tell them that's what the food is here for, and they'll sit there and like, oh man, it's like I'm embarrassed. I'm like, no, take it. Like this is why we have this country, and so it's
and a lot of people are suffering right now. A lot of people need help, and you know what? You'll have your chance to help others, right? So accept the help if it's available.
Yeah, and I think that's one thing that I really love about TJ is that people go back and help, like Miss Maria, my office / coworker Cecilia, she went to TJ. Right. They have an alum board also that fills our pantry every week.
Very nice.
So it's awesome to have TJ grads come back and offer their support. I love that about TJ.
So there's a community there.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Awesome. It's kind of sad that these things have happened, but it's nice when you have resources like that. And what you guys have been offering is outstanding. And of course, you're helping kids also graduate, finish school, and connecting them, which is the most important thing.
Yeah, I think that's one of the biggest things. And what I really enjoy also is that I'm able to offer kind of like a warm and welcoming place where they rather, they wouldn't have that. Just kind of going with the flow, going with class, going with their friends, but they don't really feel or have the motivation to go to campus every day. Right. And with, the kiddos that I'm able to talk to and see, and, they have that, and I let them be, their genuine selves, and I really
and I was thinking about...
Say what you just said, your what?
Genuine self. Can
you say it a little louder?
Genuine.
Your genuine self. I like that.
Like genuine self. I'm like, did I say it incorrectly?
No. It's a trigger word, and yesterday we did a podcast, individual self.
Oh, okay.
So you're on the same line, and that's what this is about. It's about helping them be genuine to themselves, so they know who they are. One of the best things that we can do for our kids is to help them be individuals.
Yes.
And I know we live in a society now that wants to push us all in a cluster. Mm-hmm. They want to see our culture, our food, our entertainment, but they don't want to see our genius.
Right. Ooh.
Yes, I said it.
Ooh, he said it.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's true. That's
very true. Yeah, they don't value our talents in education, in mathematics, sciences.
Yeah.
They want food and they want art. And that's good. That's part of our culture.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
But it's not what defines us.
Exactly.
It's like when I go to trainings, they go, well, y'all know that Hispanics, they're known for their alcohol use. No, that's not what we're known for.
I have other things to offer. Thank you.
Wow.
But I mean, I felt that going to ESD, going to the Episcopal School of Dallas. Like I was one of 3 Hispanics in my grade.
Yeah.
So
well,
I see that.
I'm glad that your parents really were there for you, and they made you an individual in this. Yet they still influenced you with their morals and their values.
Yeah.
And their wisdom.
Through it all,
absolutely. I tell my parents all the time, because obviously coming from a different generation, they have some views are differing, and so my mom will sometimes say, well, I raised you at home, and I'm like, I understand